last week on Calculated Couples.
I want you to show me or demonstrate to me the assurance of your salvation.
So I should talk
On
to
what
you.
date were you saved?
We're in a relationship, yeah.
We're one.
Yeah, a lot of people outside of us have issues with sharing their phones, but they'll share their body. So if you can share your body with someone, you can share your phone with someone.
Paul, just a piece of advice, yeah. If your woman doesn't challenge you, then there's a big problem. You need someone that keeps you going, somebody that tells you off, somebody that, you know, puts you back in line. If they're not challenging you, then what are you doing?
When you sleep with a prostitute, you become a prostitute. Why? Because, yes, it's in scripture, and I'll give you the scripture. Yeah. When you sleep with a prostitute, you become a prostitute. So God is very intentional.
Relationship, like, yeah, we're together. It doesn't mean anything. Because I could tell you we're together, and I could go out and have sex with someone else.
Yeah.
I still tell you we're together.
Right.
It's about the action, so.
Right. If you've had this discussion on Love Island, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And if both of your parents have seen it, if, let's say, one of your parents didn't agree with you dating the other,
Yeah.
how would you manage that? How?
I think for me, like, my parents are very, very important to me, and I do value their opinion. But if it was my sisters, for me, if my sisters said, nah, I don't get a good vibe from her, or I don't.
So they didn't like me at all?
If they didn't like you at all, then I couldn't be with them.
Ah.
That's my sisters.
Okay,
And
okay.
that's me being honest. Everyone, the whole world knows from Love Island, outside Love Island, how important my sisters.
So, can I ask you a question?
Go on.
So, you remember when we were in Love Island and all the stuff happened in Castro Moore, I came back with someone else. Your sisters didn't approve of that.
Yeah.
After that, if they said, Shaq, I don't care what you're saying.
But if I
you know,
spoke to them-
if they said, I don't care what you're saying,
after
she's
the-
like,
after, like,
we
what?
don't like what we saw.
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you have said, I can't be with you anymore?
Well, after they met you and everything like that.
No, after we came out.
Oh no, that's different because they wouldn't have met you and know who you are. They just see you for an hour a day on TV. That's why I was like.
But if they really, like in general, if they said, not liking it.
I trust my sisters.
I feel like every relationship needs some sort of counsel. Like my family, my dad is Muslim, I've got family that are Christian. So I say I'm a child of God because I've got family on both sides. So whether it's through God, family, I feel like every relationship definitely needs some sort of counsel as long as they know what they're talking about. Unless it's God. God always knows what he's talking about.
It's different now. I'm talking about when I first came out. And
It's not
At least you're being
different
honest.
now.
You're being honest.
Is it different?
Okay, let's flip this. Let's flip this now. So if your mum said to, because I know how tight you are with your mum. If your mum said, I don't get a good feeling from Shaq,
Yeah.
or I don't think he's the one, or something's gonna go wrong, what would you do?
My mom is my best friend.
Okay.
So if she's telling me she doesn't like your vibe or she's not really understanding this relationship that we're having, I don't know. I don't want her to tell me I told you so. And for me to go down a dark road with you if she doesn't like you because she feels mother knows best, babe.
She's going around the question. Have you noticed?
I know.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the answer.
Me too.
So I couldn't do it.
There you go.
I couldn't do it.
But then you was like,
But then
look at
I'm
me
stubborn
Friday,
though.
you know?
But then I am stubborn. So if I love you the way I love you now,
It wouldn't just be like
I
an overnight
probably
thing.
wouldn't. I
It wouldn't
probably
be just
wouldn't.
like, for me, it wouldn't just be,
I'm like,
oh,
he
you're my
hasn't done
sister's-
anything to me.
Yeah.
So, but
I
I
would
don't
help them,
know.
I would help them understand and I'll allow them to spend time with you to actually, without me there, to spend some time with you to see how you are, whatever. And if they're still saying, then listen.
It's very interesting though that you said that your sisters, not your mum.
Because my mom and my dad, yeah, they're such nice people. They like everyone. They're very good with everyone. Like, my mom may say to me, I don't really like that she was a bit rude or whatever. But my sisters, they
will tell you what's really going on.
They give you the nitty gritty. They'll give you the honest truth.
They're a little bit older than you, aren't they?
Yeah, both my sisters, we're close in age. So I got one older sister that's 2 years older and the other one that's 4 years older. So we're all very close in age. And they nickname me their son because they helped raise me as well. So like, if they told me that, nah, this girl is not it, I gotta trust my sisters.
So would you say that's partly to do with how old you are now. Technically speaking, you're both young.
Yeah.
If you were my age, 34, do you think that your mum and your sisters will still have the same effect on the advice that they give you relationship-wise?
I think it depends, you know.
Obviously, when you move out and your parents and your family are not as close to you, it's easier to make your own decisions and whatever.
That's true. I think if I
Yeah.
wasn't so close to her, like living with her, I think she wouldn't be so inner
Yeah,
with the advice.
that's the thing. So when you're like, if it was like your age, then it'd be like, I've been there, done that. I'm a grown man. I can make my own decisions, sort of thing. Obviously, you can still listen to your family and people that care about you, but I wouldn't take it in as much. Do you
Yeah.
get it?
So would you advise people your age to take it in?
Take it in.
But if they don't live at home, would you advise them to take it in?
I would still tell them to take it in, but it's different though, like, because you're not with them all the time. If you want to bring someone home, it's your home, it's not your family home.
Yeah, but bringing them home, it's not literally bringing them home. It's just, you're dating the person, you're not literally bringing them home. It's just, you're just
Yeah.
introducing them. do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some people look for their parents' approval a lot.
Yeah.
So
I would still say take it in personally, but yeah.
you need to take it in. Those are your parents.
It's your
You
family.
do.
Family is everything to me.
But then again, maybe we're just saying that because we're young, though. Like maybe
But
someone
he said if
who's
they're-
older. If your parents tell you we don't like this woman you've brought here,
That's different. But he said
I
if
think
they're
it's
like
completely
people that are
different
our
for you.
age but live by themselves.
I don't know.
I'm still taking it in, I can't lie.
I don't know.
But how about, you said your mum's your best friend, so how about friends in general, if they give you advice, like an actual best friend that's not your mum, if she gave you relationship advice?
No. Like I'll still take it in, but they're not in the relationship. With friends, it's completely different because all my friends are single. Well, apart from one, all my friends are single, most of them. So it's a thing where if my single friend is giving me advice,
That's selfish.
I can take it in. No.
It's selfish.
Why?
Because they just want you to be with them. Like
What are
single
you
with
saying?
them. Innit? Like if my
Don't you
single-
have single friends?
I have single friends.
Yeah, all of
And I
them.
would not listen to any of their advice. I would listen to my own advice. Unless there's one person in a happy relationship that's like saying, listen, in this whatever.
That's true.
I'd be like, you know what you're doing? I get what you're saying. But if a single friend is saying, nah, leave her, man, leave.
No, but
Go
what
away,
if
man.
you don't know though? Because what if my friend has really good advice, but she's single, but she has good advice? Like she's she's a wise person.
Okay.
So you have a friend that is in a relationship.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a weird one. So one of my friends is currently dating my ex, and I know everyone is gonna be like, no, that's a red flag. But honestly, we're still friends, and it's fine. That's my ex.
So that's the same friend that you get advice from now.
It's not coming up now. This is what I'm talking about. How does that make sense? Your friend is dating your ex, but you want
Yeah.
to take advice from her. This friend, anyway.
She's in a relationship, no? She's in a relationship.
With your ex.
Yeah, she's in a relationship. When it comes to advice, I feel like a lot of girls will be like, oh, if that was me, I would never have that. That could never be my man. But let's be real. Like, half of the people that say that would probably have it. So I feel like if you're going to have, you know, your girl that gets advice from her friends, you need to look into the friends and see what the friends are like, because friends are different. My friends, I feel like they give me very neutral advice. They'll say, you know what, maybe think about how he's feeling. But some friends won't be like that. Some friends are like, girl, you don't need that. But then they don't actually, you know, think about the situation properly. So looking into the friends is a big one for me, because not all of them will be telling the truth.
Guys, I'm going to be real with you. From my perspective, any friend that dates your ex, that person's not your friend. I'll be real with you. Let's not lie to ourselves. If your friend can date your ex, that is not your friend. Because ultimately, even if the person didn't know, and let's say you signed up to Melanin Matchmaker and you now match the girl, you're now enjoying yourself. Even when you realize that it's your friend's ex, you're supposed to cut that off and respect yourself. Anyone that moves forward with that, that's not your friend. But that's just my perspective.
Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's my ex.
So,
That's her own business.
okay, so let's say, for example, now, you know this girl she's talking about?
Yeah.
All right. If you and Shaq were not together do you think it would be okay for her to make an attempt to date?
No.
But why? I mean, I'd be your ex.
No.
Right.
No.
Me personally, I wouldn't. Like, but that's just me. That's because I don't go for an ex's friend. Out of respect. That's just me.
No, they can't go for Shaq.
So you were in jail riding a bird, right? She was riding a bird with you. So when you came
What
out,
they say riding with me when she was going out raving. but
Huh?
okay.
I was there.
You
I was
were there.
in it.
You were there, but I wouldn't say.
Hold
you know
on.
What I'm saying?
No.
You were there, but
Nah, I was in it. There was a time that he rang my phone and I was asleep. And my phone had died because like I forgot to charge it. So it's died. I'm asleep. I'm in the room.
Bro.
Knock on the door. Knock.
His mum.
His brother.
Yeah, I rang my brother like, yo, go wake her up.
His
Are you
brother
mad?
to come and say, is she there?
No,
Because
no,
I'm
no,
ringing her.
I never said she's there. I said,
No,
yo,
he
go
was like,
wake her up.
he was
Tell her to
like,
pick up her phone.
no, he said, Emmanuel wants to check if you're at home. That's what he said.
Snake. Snake, lad.
That's what he said. That's when I said, yay.
okay,
No sleepover.
right. So let's say you come out now. You've done the bird, free home, free home. No, what's the word?
Fresh
Home,
home.
fresh home.
Yeah.
That's it. How does it play out from there?
So, okay, obviously, we have to go back just a little bit because I had 4 months left on my sentence. So before those 4 months, I was going through a lot in jail. Like, they didn't want to transfer me to another jail. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to sign. Actually, I rang you first and I said to her, like, how do you feel about getting Ghana? Because she was already talking to me about Ghana. And she was like, yeah, do you know
And
what?
this is from jail.
Yeah, from jail. She's like, you know what? Yeah. She started looking on YouTube. Get what I'm saying? Started getting gassed up. And I was like, boom. Be like, what? I think within a month, I was out of jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told them I wanted to pay, get my own ticket and whatnot. Because obviously, I have an Italian passport. So I would get deported to Italy. Then from Italy, I'd have to get a flight to Ghana.
Yeah. So I booked the flight.
So wait, how did you get deported then?
So basically, we went to court and like
Oh, yeah, I went to court and I lost my case.
lost his case.
Oh, yeah, I went to court, I lost my case. I could have appealed it, but I just said, you know what? Like,
Because his solicitor as well was just...
Why didn't you change the solicitor now?
she was rubbish.
Nah,
It
she
too
was
late
actually
now,
so
man. It was too
rubbish.
late.
All this woman cared about money. She wasn't doing anything.
She didn't do
She didn't do anything.
Even in court, she was just
She was
useless. Everyone
rubbish.
just-
So why did you keep the solicitor?
It was too late. We already done the court.
We already paid
And
the
even in
money.
court, yeah. And
you heard
remember, because she sent someone else.
Yeah, she sent someone else. She didn't
to
even come.
She didn't even come. She sent someone else to come.
And
the guy didn't even
the
know
guy
what was
and the
going
guy
on.
that came, he was like, "Oh yeah, this will be fine. Like, you're gonna win this. You're gonna win this." The judge said no.
People. Quick
I
question.
didn't-
Have you heard of Tunde Okewole? Right, so basically, you know, when I was growing up, this is one of the guys that I was looking up to. He's a lawyer. He's a criminal lawyer, actually. He was actually one of the top ones in the country at the time. I think he still is, something along those lines. And he's a good criminal lawyer. You might not need him now, hopefully, but
Okay.
yeah, just food for thought.
Me, I wouldn't need him, but send him to the man, them, innit?
Okay, I believe you. So now, so you got deported to Italy.
Yeah.
What happens then?
The prison allowed him to book the flight, so I booked everything. So basically, I met him on the plane, on the British.
When he was getting deported?
Yeah, so someone escorted him onto the plane. Like, he sat next to me, and then we went to Italy.
So how long were you in Italy for?
It would end up being an extra day, wasn't it? Yeah, basically an extra day.
And then you ended up going to Ghana, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We missed all the flights. We bought like 3 flights, missed all of them.
Yeah, all of them.
But they kept saying,
Whose
send
money
it
was
within
that?
30 minutes. Well, do you know what, yeah? You see with us, yeah? Let me be real. You see with us from the beginning, my money is her money, innit? At the end of the day, there's girls out there that are out for your pockets. But this one here, like, whatever was mine is hers. Whatever's hers is mine. We never looked at each other like that. So my pockets were always open and vice versa. When I didn't have it, she had it. So I was with a real one, innit? But at the same time, you gotta watch out. You gotta hold your pockets. If the girl's down for you, she's real, it's an open bar. If she's not, close the bar. Whatever I've got is hers. Like, I'd always been like that with her.
So whose
and
money
vice
was that?
versa, like.
For the flights then?
Bro.
Okay, so now I see where E-Man is coming from. Obviously, you know, when you have a partner, you know, you do feel like what's yours is hers, what's hers is yours. At the same time, before marriage, yeah, that's a tiny bit questionable. I don't know if I'd kind of fall into that. But also, more importantly, respectfully, I think it depends on how much you have as well. Because yeah, if you meet a girl, yeah, you like her and everything, but what's yours can't be hers. If she doesn't have what you have, then that's not an equal exchange, if that makes sense. If she brings as much to the table, then we could have that conversation. But if she doesn't, yeah, I think we should just keep what's ours to ourselves until marriage.
So whose money was it?
It was my jail money, the money that came up
Oh
from jail.
yeah, so in jail, like
I
he
saved
started
better- I saved
saving,
peas.
saving, and then sometimes I would send him money
And he will say,
and he would save it because I felt bad. I was there
you
enjoying
guys are
life.
quite interested, to be fair.
It has its pros and cons. It actually has its pros and cons.
Which part?
What?
So the pros is like I don't take the piss with him. Like I'm not asking for crazy amounts of things because I see it as it's kind of my money. But obviously the cons is that I'm not enjoying. I'm not doing. I wasn't when the money was. The girls are asking for Chanel, Dior, Hermes. If she's watching you spend your money on yourself, but for her she's taking a step back, well, clearly that's another reason why she's a real one. He's the kind of person that if he has excess money, not even excess, any money, he's generous with it. So I realized that I was the problem because I wasn't enjoying it. When everyone was doing Giuseppe and you went to go buy your Giuseppe, why didn't I ask for mine? I'm just there saying, wow, babe, it looks nice.
This is not my fault.
Because if she did, yeah.
No, it was
her,
me.
how much you want? Like,
she
I
said
think
she
it's
didn't want
Christmas,
it.
innit?
It was Christmas.
I asked her like, how much do you want? She's like, oh, I'm like, bro, tell me how much you want. Like, she's I'm like,
You just
what's
forget about it.
No, then I
Just
think
lay
she said
down.
like 2 bills or something. Like, just give her 2 bills, and then after she's like, oh, you got Giuseppe to do it. I'm like, yeah, like,
Because I asked you before, yeah.
yeah, like.
It was
I had to get my
me.
outfit.
I realized I was the problem.
So let's go back to Ghana. How did that play out?
Obviously, I've been jailed before, but when I came out in England, so things were a little bit easier. So now I've done a whole 2 years. Before I went jail, I did like a year. I literally just did a year and I came out. But now I've done 2 years, 2 months. Everything's changed, everything's different, but I'm coming out in a different country. Do you know what I mean? And at the same time, I've come out and she's there, and it's like, yes, I've seen her every week, but you know what I'm saying? Everything's different. Like, I'm on the plane, I'm screw facing. You get what I'm saying? Like, let me just be real. I'm on the plane, I'm screw faced. I should have been happy. I'm thinking about now, I should have been happy. I'm screw faced. I'm thinking like, yo, I'm thinking about bare shit. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember that time I rang you, didn't answer your phone.
Right.
That's the type. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm on the plane, I'm screw facing and whatnot. Got to Ghana now, and like, it's just a different land. Like, I didn't even know how to explain it. I just was paranoid. I had like anxiety. I didn't know this until I come back to England, by the way. Like, there's so many things going on that I just didn't understand. Like,
But what's your version of Ghana?
I had an amazing time. I lived my best life in
And
Ghana.
you were both together.
Ghana was the best 2 years of my life.
Don't you feel that's selfish?
Very. I can be very honest. Like, I saw signs from early. Like he said, he was screw facing on the plane. I'm even annoyed because I'm thinking, hold on a minute. Like, here I am, like, essentially not giving up my whole life, but coming on this journey with you, and you can't even crack a smile. Like, I'm not understanding. And then, like, I'm very much an extrovert. He's very much an introvert. I feel like sometimes I try and bring him out of his shell. I definitely do. So my plans for Ghana, like, I wanted to go to Ghana that year anyways. That was 2019, year of return. So I got us Afro Nation tickets, like, to say, yeah, let's go outside, let's go and enjoy. For me, I had a great time. Him,
So
panic
you
attack.
went to Afro Nation.
bro,
Yeah,
I
he
went
had a
Afro
panic
Nation,
attack.
bro. I had a
In
panic
a
attack.
crowd, he had a panic
Bro,
attack.
she's looking at me as if like I'm too drunk or bro, she's looking at me. I'm like, yo, I can't breathe. Get me that? I can't breathe. She's looking at me as if like, oh, you're spoiling my time. Like, bro, obviously I didn't even understand what was going on. It's only like after I started realizing, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, bro, imagine seeing like 50 people, 100 people, and then you're seeing thousands of people. I'm in the middle of the crowd. Get me? Like, it was mad. It was even, who was it? It was even a friend that even took me out. But when we went out, I went to get more drink, not realizing what was happening. Bro, my heart, but I couldn't breathe. Even some girl was like, yo, is he all right? Like, it was mad.
And what was she was dancing?
What she was doing? She stayed
Oh
there.
my God.
You get what I'm saying?
No, I
That-
came with you, don't say
No,
that.
no, you stayed there. Then I think the second time that I left, you I didn't think you came. I can't lie to you.
You came. I did come because you said your belly was hurting. You had to go to the toilet. You had to
Yeah,
get
it was
food.
mad, bro.
You were stressed. I'm there, like,
It was-
bro. Like, is
I was
everything
stressed.
fine?
For this guy.
I was stressed, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
I didn't understand. Like, you see what it is? You see black people, one thing I'm going to say about black people, we don't understand about mental health and these things. You get what I'm saying? Depression, all that. I didn't know nothing about it. I just knew, yo, I'm out here. I was trying to enjoy my time, but bro, I'm walking down the road, someone's looking at me, and I'm thinking, yo, why is the guy looking at me? You get what I'm saying?
In Ghana?
Yeah, in Ghana, bro. You get me? And I'm thinking like, yo, what am I gonna have to do? Am I gonna have to G-check him? Am I gonna have to You get what I'm saying? All
In
these
Ghana?
things. Yeah, bro. But you're saying this, but one time I was walking home and some guy
Someone trying to rob your phone.
No, don't say trouble. Be careful. Yo, be careful what you say. Don't say someone trying to rob my phone.
So now, all right, so we're in Ghana, panic attack, and then you go from Ghana to back to London. How does that?
Nah,
Why did you stay in
we
Ghana?
split up first.
Yeah, we
We
split
split
up.
up in
In
Ghana.
Ghana?
Yeah.
In Ghana, yeah.
See?
We split up.
I feel like
Wait, who split up with who?
It was her basically, innit?
In Ghana.
Yeah.
You see?
You see what it is from the beginning, the screw face thing. Let's go back to the screw face thing just for 2 seconds, yeah? See, I'm screw facing. I'm not screw facing because I'm not happy to see you. I was happy to see you. But, like, there's certain things that's like, you're like, things that happen, I haven't seen you on the outside. So things are still there. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's certain things that I had to get out. And obviously, when we got to Ghana, obviously, she was just trying to enjoy life. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm trying to think like, yo, like, I'm here. I don't even know what's good. All I've known is the roads. I'm in Ghana now. What am I doing? Do you get what I'm saying? What am I doing for money? What am I doing? We're living in a hotel in Ghana. We're paying $1,000 a month. In Ghana.
Yeah, the money's gonna go down. We need a plan.
Like, I'm stressed because I'm like, yo, like,
He's
what
got
am
a
I
point.
doing for money?
He's got a point.
What am I doing for money? Like,
Wait,
what
let-
can I
let-
do?
let-
Like,
let's-
we had very, very different experiences. Like,
yeah, because you were outside. When you come out of jail, it's a different thing. Like, you got to integrate into the community. Realistically, jail should help you with those things. Like, to integrate into the community. It's called rehabilitation.
100%.
Like, it does not help me with any of that.
but like, I was having such a good time, enjoying myself, making my money, having fun out, making friends that I wasn't really realizing that he was genuinely depressed.
Let me switch it up a tiny bit. There shouldn't be a timeline for anything, right?
Ah.
No, let's talk about it.
Okay, go on.
So generally speaking, you know, as far as I think from my generation, usually the parents would kind of say to the kids, do you know what? This is the advice we're giving you. You shouldn't be living with the partner in a certain amount of time, or maybe even not before you're married. But obviously, from my generation, that's where it's coming from. So with you guys, what type of advice were you having in that realm?
Oh, very good question. I'll let you take this one.
Advice from our parents, or
Yeah.
well,
When you spoke
About
to
living
potentially,
together.
if you did speak to your parents before you
yeah,
moved in with your partner, did you speak to them first
no.
yourself? What do you think about that?
No, go.
If you live based on the opinion of others, then you're never living for yourself. You didn't
Yeah, but
come
others
in.
and parents, come on.
No, all right. Watch this. Okay. If you live for others, if I do everything my, let's say, dad says, am I living for myself or am I living for my dad? Is he in control of my life or am I in control of my own life?
Well, no one really does everything someone else says, but they take advice.
Advice, but then there's
Advice.
unsolicited advice. Now, if we've come to a space where we're working very well together, why am I then going to take on outside noise? You see, I'd done the work that needed to be done. She was already there. I had done the work that needed to be done. So if I'm saying, okay, cool, now, if I look at the older generation before me, how well has that gone for them? You're very calculated on numbers. We look at numbers. If their CV isn't hitting every single point and they can't get the job role, they don't fit the description, then why would I take advice off you? Monkey see, monkey do. A rich man doesn't take advice off a poor man, you know? But a poor man can take advice off a rich man. I'm not saying those before me are poor, but I'm in a space where I see beyond just words. Because sometimes people speak for the sake of speaking. I only speak when there's volume behind what I'm saying. If there's no volume behind anything, no one should listen. So when it comes to asking parents, again, no disrespect to my
dad
Oh,
or my
generation,
the generation above me. But did it work for you? No. So
What
let
if
me.
it did? But what if it did?
Oh no,
But then that's a them.
Yeah.
That's it works for them.
worked for them,
bro. You just.
but it
No,
did.
no,
It
but
didn't.
it doesn't mean.
not-
In
yeah.
our situation, it didn't.
Oh, I see.
In
Oh,
both of our
Okay, I
situations.
see.
So
But our parents are great. Like,
yeah,
trust me,
5-star parents.
5-star. My dad's like my.
All right. So let's say, for example, now if there's someone watching, they have parents, and it worked out for the parents. So these are parents. Both of them are together. Whether they're happy or sad, we don't know, but they're together. Should that person take advice from the parent based on the fact that, according to what you're saying?
Yeah. 2 ways to answer this question. The first is the time zone is different. The setting is different. The setup is different. I said there's 2.
Yeah.
What I will take. But because I don't see that, I can't answer that for them. But I'm going to give 2 points because it's for people to make the decision. Like, life is a choice, you know? We don't have to do what we are told to do. It's a choice. So they can choose to take that advice, but it depends on the individual. Do they want to see out their relationship like their parents, or do they want to see it for themselves?
Yeah.
So it's always what they want to do for themselves opposed to what their parents are saying. Their parents might have a great 30-year, 40, 50, 60-year relationship, but the reality is that for them? It might not be. And if it is, they can take that advice. But settings are different now. Everything is different. We have so many things that play in our situation. You're never going to see a brother like me wearing open toes, but I am. You know, I got my toes out. Before I wouldn't.
So, Paul, like I was saying, with the open toe flex, it's what I want to do. It makes me feel comfortable. When people start to understand, right, how the human body works and how the connection between the mind and different parts of the body work, people will start to realize that it's important that you don't have your feet crammed up in these tough, tight trainers that are throwing you off balance. Everything is about balance and alignment. So I do this for the simple fact I need to stay aligned within myself, consciously and subconsciously. Because the reality is this: if you don't have balance within your body, how are you going to have balance in your relationship?
Why do you have your toes out, by the way?
Because I stopped wearing trainers, tight trainers.
Trainers that hold your foot too.
Together.
That's a whole nother health.
Shoes?
Avoids it where possible.
Yeah, because it throws your posture off balance. It doesn't align your spine. You know,
Your feet are really important. Extremely important for the health of your whole body. So
What if it's cold? Guys, listen. The no shoes business, I ain't even gonna lie, but it's giving psychedelics. It's giving, we don't smoke the reefer. Do you understand? And there's nothing wrong with them, man, there. We respect it. But ultimately, I feel like for myself, advice-wise, you know, for me to now go onto that side of life, it's a bit, I think I prefer like the kind of straight, narrow route in life. But not to say he's not straight, but I think, the no shoes. I think I can have balance whilst having shoes, in my opinion, but boy, who knows? Sound like you kind of have like an alternative type of lifestyle.
You can call it that. We call it the right way of living for us.
For us.
Okay, let's talk about, let's say, food, diets, fitness. Yeah, well, how do you guys handle that?
All right, so should I?
Yeah.
So our lifestyle is very. So right now we're fasting.
Okay.
24 hours dry.
Yeah, 24 hours in, yeah.
Yeah, 24 hours.
No water.
No water.
Just dry.
But we don't drink
Alcohol.
water
No.
or alcohol.
Or alcohol.
We drink fruit juice.
Yeah. So
From-
watermelon, anything,
But you don't
mangoes,
drink water?
orange.
No.
You get your water H3O2. You get that from
The
your
juice.
fruits. The way your body's structured is the same way fruit is structured. Water, I'll let you take this.
So you should. The reality.
Wait, I want you to say it.
Look, I've seen what water does for the body. H3O2 has effects on the skin, the body, the mind, and it's what you should be consuming. So look at what you're eating and make sure it works for you.
So I'm guessing you're vegan, basically.
We don't call it vegan.
Because
Vegetarian.
We don't call it vegetarian.
you eat meat,
I do.
so you're cow.
You don't walk around telling people. I'm a carnivore. You just eat what's right for you. We eat what's right for us.
Yeah.
We don't put a label on it because at the end of the day, the shoes I'm wearing right now are vegan. I'm not going to consume that. There's so many elements. You walk into a shop today and there's foods in plastic that have been sitting there for months, not going off, but it's vegan. Doesn't mean it's healthy, it's vegan. So we don't call ourselves vegan. We don't put a label on it. If there was a label, the closest one would be plant-based, because that's what we are. Fruit, vegetables.
You don't sound like a man who's submitted to God. You might have the money, you might have the physique, you might, have the beard and the bald hair. That's cool. But you don't sound like you're submitted to God. That's the problem.
Paul, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
It seems like that our line of question hit a nerve. Can I ask why?
Yeah, he seems really triggered, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'll tell you what it is. I am triggered, to be fair. Look, I'll be honest with you. Yes, I am triggered because ultimately, at the end of the day, Solomon here, long story short, he sent out a tweet, right? Calling his wife clapped. And I think that's unfair. I'm a man of the people. He triggered a lot of people and everyone deserves an apology. Do you understand? Regardless of whatever he thinks or she thinks, you have caused public damage. Apologize. It's that simple. I'm a man of the people. This is what I believe. This is what I stand up for. Because with myself, obviously I don't have hair. I lost hair quite a long time ago, to be fair. But I'm a part of the beard gang now. So I'm a beard gang member. If I wasn't, and a girl was sending out a tweet about me being beardless, I won't find it funny. So if I can sit in front of another guy that's doing that to his wife and you're there talking to me, why the hell wouldn't I be triggered? Why did you write the tweet?
Which tweet? Show us the tweet.
What tweet was that?
I actually am so shocked.
The tweet that got you cancelled?
It wasn't about that.
I'm sure it's the tweet that got you cancelled.
It wasn't.
Why did you get cancelled?
I don't even know what he means by cancelled, but anyway.
Yeah.
No, your Instagram got taken down. Why did the Instagram get taken down?
I mean, obviously, because people were just triggered and they actually reported my account.
There we go. So let's
based off on the fact that I made a tweet about, women or men actually, not giving to entitled women. And some women actually were triggered and they actually reported my account. And obviously, before then, my account had actually been flagged, right?
But at the same time, there's a specific tweet that went viral. Why did you do that? And I want an apology now.
Which one? You can't actually just say a specific tweet without actually labeling
Well,
the tweet.
the tweet doesn't have a label. You know the tweet.
No.
Whoopi Goldberg was talking about it.
Oh, my gosh.
That tweet.
Oh, the tweet about my wife.
Okay.
I just want an apology. That's all.
Why do you want an apology?
I'll tell you why.
Okay,
because what you need to understand, you would understand, but he might not. Hear me out.
No,
Wait, hear
hold
me
on.
out.
Sorry.
Wait,
No,
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 let
no,
me land.
no,
Let me
no,
land.
no,
Let me land. Let me land.
I want to
Let me
say
land.
something.
Let me
I want to
land.
say something.
Let me land.
Why are you always taking swipes at the fact that, we're from the West? She won't understand, but I won't understand. I grew up in Nigeria. I was born in Nigeria.
You can't shame me with my background. That was actually where I came from. That's what my parents could afford, and I had a pretty good background, So at the end of the day, just because you are in London it doesn't mean that you are better than I am, right? Like, I'm a proud Nigerian guy. I'm a proud Nigerian man. I hate it so much whenever you're always attacking palm oil. Like, that is part of the Nigerian culture. I love palm oil. I eat palm oil. I am married with my palm oil, and you are still single.
That was the privilege I had. You sound really arrogant, Sound like, because you're actually born and bred in the UK, that you're actually superior to me. That's how you sound. And that is one of your problems. You might be narcissistic.
Wait, guys. Listen to this. Solomon, the guy that tweeted that his wife is clapped, you're calling me a narcissist. The narcissist of all narcissists, you're calling me a narcissist. Are you all right? Have you guys all seen this guy is totally sick and deluded? I don't know what's going through this guy's head. So let's break it down. You brainwash your wife, right? You send out a tweet at her expense. You now try to convince everyone that, it's the right thing that you've done. You now want to go against the world. So the whole world is wrong, but you're right. That is what you call gaslighting at its finest.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
I can't remember what you said. But I want to get back to what you were just saying now. Now, we're talking about triggered, we're talking about the tweet, and I was asking for the apology. You tried to swipe out of it.
No, I wasn't swiping out.
Okay, let me like...
Okay, I want to know why you
why
want an
I
apology.
want the apology.
Okay.
Because
Are you my wife?
No,
Babe,
obviously not.
just
But
let
the point
him,
is,
let
right?
him speak.
Sometimes in life, you could do something that could hurt or offend a lot of people, even if it was unknowingly. When you realize that you've done that, don't you want to apologize to those people? Even if it's not your wife. How about the millions of people out there?
Do you know the funny thing? Nobody on the internet cares. And the person that matters the most asked me not to apologize.
Yeah. And that is why I actually asked why you want an apology.
Because I understand and I respect the fact that you don't mind him not apologizing, but there's millions of people out there.
It's not that I don't mind him. I told him specifically.
I respect that.
Yeah.
You know, cool.
That's what it means to be married.
No, I know, I understand. But what I'm saying is there's millions of people out there triggered, pissed off. You know?
Do they pay my bills?
I don't know.
It's not even about...
What do you mean by you don't know?
It's not even... Did you just... Wait, I just clocked what you said. But the thing is, it's not even about do they pay your bills. It's about why do they feel like they deserve an apology? Why?
Because you hurt their feelings.
How?
Because of what he tweeted.
Okay, can I...
About your wife.
Do you...
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what, yeah? I think I just want to put this to bed once and for all. Yeah, nobody needs an apology. He wrote a letter to me. Yes, he posted it online, but like it was addressed to me, and I was very, very fine with the content of that letter. Now, when the whole thing happened, it really shocked the both of us that it kind of garnered so much traction, because it was like it was literally not that deep. But I think I've said this before, but that letter that he wrote was literally one of the most profound letters that he has ever written me. And the reason is because it wasn't just kind of surface level. It wasn't airy fairy. It wasn't like all sentimental. But when I read it, I was in my head, I was like, this guy has really, really taken time to sit down, introspect, and really think about his love for me. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm actually tired of this conversation now. However, my husband wrote me a letter. I absolutely loved it. If anybody didn't agree with it, fine, that's absolutely fine. However, I think that everybody that disagreed with it should actually check themselves and just check how they actually see love, and, you know, what love means to them, and whether what they think love is actually true love. That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
Can I?
Go ahead.
Let's be honest, right? Technically speaking, we're both from the West, right?
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
wait. So, you know, like, with a girl, right, there's certain things that are sensitive to her. For example, her weight, right? Now, if a guy has a girlfriend and she's on the plus side, he's probably not going to tell her that to her face, right? He's not going to say, babe, by the way, I love you so much, but you're on the plus side. He's not going to do that. Is he?
I mean,
That's a different context.
I know. I'll get there.
Okay.
So, if he wouldn't do that, obviously he wouldn't tweet that. By the way, he wouldn't even mention his girl being on the plus side, because it's a trigger point for girls.
Yeah.
Then, if that's the case, then also beauty is also, because plus side beauty, hand in hand, if you like, right? It's a trigger point for girls, generally speaking. Now, 9 times out of 10, it could be a profound letter, as you've said, but at the same time, it's a trigger point for 9.9 times out of 10, almost every single girl. So technically, you included.
But I didn't marry almost every single girl.
Okay.
But
I married a woman who's actually secure, and she doesn't need me to to lie to her, right? Obviously, I do actually give her sentimental compliments, like,
Yeah.
oh well, you are the most beautiful woman, you are the most amazing woman.
Yeah.
She's actually brought so much value into my life, right? However, it's a matter of fact that we both are not the most beautiful, the most handsome, the most great people in the world. The beauty of what we share is that we've decided to stick to one another.
Yeah.
And that's what marriage is.
Despite
And that's
our
why I'm here
imperfections.
to actually make you learn.
So we, as pastors, we can only do our best, but also church members also have to play their part. So if we play our part and they don't play their part, why are you blaming us? And as a pastor, it's nothing good to want to be under a pastor that's poor.
The oil runs from the head of Aaron, not his.
So I can't
what
give
was
you.
that? What was that?
Go on.
I
The
can't
Bible
give-
says that how. In other words, it starts from the top.
Oil from the head of Aaron
Yeah.
down to the feet.
Yeah, in other words, start from the top. So if the pastor is poor and he lay hands on you, what's he imparting?
Poorness. Wow.
No, so because you only can impart what you have. You only can impart what you have. You see, you can be, self-appointed but not anointed. So there are men of God that say they're men of God, but they self-appointed themselves and God didn't call them. So that's when you can be a poor pastor where you don't have God. Why? Because you're doing ministry your own way and you're leading yourself. But any pastor that has God, they can never be poor. Because when you have God, you're rich. And what you have to understand is that how, as a church member, you should be happy that your pastor is doing well. Because your pastor progressing is a sign that how if you stay under him and you do the right thing, you also progress.
I disagree.
That's
Why?
I just disagree because at the end of the day, I'm Nigerian, right?
Yeah.
In Nigeria, we've got loads of pastors. There's churches everywhere.
Yeah.
And sometimes some of the pastors are corrupt.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but
That's why he said it depends on what man of God you're under.
No.
Because the Bible did say in the last days there will be a lot of false prophets,
Yeah.
false teachers,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So if you find yourself under a man of God that God has not sent you to, obviously there's a mismatch there.
Yeah.
Because God, ushered it through Bishop In's answer or brought me under Bishop Emmanuel answer because he had what it takes for me to be here today.
Yeah.
So I connected to the right shepherd and he had to bring out the best in me. Did he make me wealthy? No. He fed me with knowledge. And I took that
Applied
knowledge
knowledge.
to become who I am
Thank
today.
you.
Okay, so no, but let's go to what you
So
said.
it's like you going to university to graduate. If you now go to university and you're being taught and everything taught, you throw it under the window.
Wrong with that.
At the end of it, what happened? You will fail.
Whose fault is it?
So why are you coming to church? Are you coming to church to look at the pastor's pocket? Are you coming to church to look at the house that he lives in? Are you coming to church to look at the clothes of the pastor's wife? Are you coming to church to meet God? You see, Paul, I've come to the realization that whatever we need in this life is in the Word of God. He's made available everything that we need. This might sound a bit crazy to somebody that maybe doesn't know God to a certain dimension. But you see, the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and everything else shall be added. So when I seek God, whatever I need is an addition. The main goal is to seek God. So if you have a man of God that can give you God, he's giving you everything you need. He's giving you wealth, he's giving you houses, he's giving you that marriage that you're looking for. Whatever you need is in the Word of God. So for me, when I tell you that if you follow a rich man of God, you'll be sorted. I'm telling you that if you follow a man of God that can give you God, he has given you all the wealth that you need in this world. So for example, in our ministry, God is the foundation. The first thing we do is give people God, introduce Jesus to people, because any message outside Christ is not a message. Do we look after people? Of course. We pay rent for people. We give pocket money to people. There are people that are on salary. We give travel money to young people. We buy clothes for people. So what am I trying to say? Not to say that we neglect the needs of people when they do, but the first thing that I can give you is God. So when I have a man of God that knows God, I have a man of God that's a millionaire. Because the Bible said gold and silver belongs to God. So when I connect to God, I have gold and I have silver.
Going back to what you said,
Yes.
if you have a pastor that's doing well, you should be happy for the person.
Yeah.
Why would you have a pastor that's looks poor or is poor?
Yeah.
Now, if that's the case, that means that, let's say if I don't have a church that I'm going to and I'm looking at two pastors, one of them looks rich, one of them looks poor, I should be looking to...
No.
No.
There's one thing, looking rich and actually being rich is different. And when I said that, I'm talking about church members that are in a church, that are under a pastor. And when I said that how a pastor can be progressing, but it doesn't mean that you'll progress, because there are laws, you have to make sure you follow. And you must also, make sure that you understand his teachings and actually apply what he's teaching you. So if you don't apply what he's teaching you, you can't complain when your life is stagnant. So there are laws, there are principles you have to apply. So if you don't apply it and just think because I'm in church, and I serve God, I'll prosper. You might be, quite shocked. What can happen? So,
but what is your definition of being rich, though?
Yeah.
Your wealth is not determined by the number of cars you drive or the house that you live in. Biblically, being rich is what? Having a peace of mind.
Yeah.
There are people that have money.
Powerful.
And they don't have peace.
The Bible says that the blessings of God make a
it
man
rich,
added
and
no
adds
sorrow.
So when it comes to kingdom, wealth has nothing to do with what you wear, where you live, and the car that you carry.
No. Because anybody can do anything that's not right to drive a nice car.
And still be rich.
So we don't define, prosperity or success based on what you have.
No.
You
There are some wealthy pastors out there that don't wear no design.
Designers, so they might, look like they're not so prosperous, but they're prosperous. So now when you want to define success or being prosperous, success is when you identify your purpose and you excel in it effectively.
That's right.
And you being prosperous is you doing well in your assignment.
Yeah.
So we're talking about prosperity, success.
It's nothing to do.
We're not talking about money per se. Money may come with that, but a man that's successful or is prosperous is someone that identifies their assignment and walks in it effectively. Or someone that's prosperous could be financially prosperous, but if they're so prosperous, is their spirit prosperous? You get So there's many ways of prosperity. The Bible said how I wish above all things that you shall prosper. As your soul prosperous. So your soul must also prosper.
Yeah, what does it profit a man
against the whole world?
But loses everything.
So for me, what I'm looking forward to a man of God is eternal life.
Yeah. What you taking
Show me
to?
the way to eternal life. That is why if you're a man of God and winning souls, what are you doing?
It's the heartbeat of
Because
God.
that's the commission, that we must win souls, depopulate the kingdom of hell and populate the kingdom of heaven. So you can have all this money in this world, use all the money to build all these beautiful edifices for place of worship. But where are your souls going?
Yeah.
That should be our mindset, the souls of people. That is what God is interested in, the souls of people. If I can get you to know God, if I can get your soul connected to God, I have given you every money that you can ever need in this world, because whatever you will acquire will pass away. But where are you going? Where are you going to end? So once I get you into Christ,
that's deep.
I have given you something that nobody else can give you, because there's nothing that can replace God in you.
That's it.
So a lot of times we forget about that side of things that pastors do, and we focus on the things that they were seeking first, the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and every other thing shall follow. The wealth, the cars, the houses, God would make sure you have, but what his kingdom first.
Yeah.
So when I enter a church, I'm not focusing on how much money the pastor has, but it's like, how do I tap into this life of this man of God, genuine one, following God the right way, so I can also tap into this blessing of God.
Okay, so I feel like, now I'm starting to get more of a grips and understanding of, the dynamics of each couple, how they think. I feel like I can kind of predict what they're gonna kind of say or how they think as well. Sometimes they surprise me, obviously, as you can imagine, but so far I'm learning. It is a journey, it's a process. I hope you guys are learning too. Thank you if you've actually made it up to this point in my journey. And let's see how this goes.
This is 1 million pounds for you. Because you prayed for me, I had cancer and I got healed from cancer. God said I should give you 1 million pounds. Then you see the pastor having a good house. But why are you living in this loud house though? And your church members are off suffering.
And you heard him saying about
God gave.
If why is the pastor driving nice cars, our members are walking? It's a choice to be poor. The Bible said, I'll give you shepherds.
After my own heart.
And they'll feed you what?
Yes,
knowledge and understanding. So every pastor is a spiritual chef.
Yes.
Every pastor.
Yes.
So if I'm still feeding you and you're still hungry, am I the cause of it?
No.
So it's what I feed you, the knowledge and understanding, you now apply it to now make your life prosperous.